Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, whenever you might be listening to this. This is the
Podcast.
BuzzPucks Podcast. Uh, I'm Bert,
Like,
and we are here for Week 17 of the NHL season. We're essentially 1 week away from, or not even 1 week away, I guess,
less than a week.
4 days away from the Olympic break. I think the Olympic break
Trade deadline is Wednesday.
trade deadline is Wednesday. The actual break starts Friday because there's games on Thursday.
hmm
Um, So yeah, and I think the Olympics just straight up start this week, right? Because I know the
They
women's
straight up
hockey
start this week.
games start this week. I know that
I think they start
they start Thursday. I was
tomorrow.
no, they
Okay,
start Thursday
Thursday.
because
Okay.
I remember looking at it because I was trying to figure out when the men's start. And men's start next week. Um, but yeah, hey, if you guys
Before
like
the
the
official opening ceremony.
when is the official opening ceremony? Is this
I'm
weekend?
looking it up.
Oh, okay. Well, it's this
Yeah.
week at some point. So if you're a fan of the Olympics, we're here for the next like 3 weeks. There will just
Opening
be an
ceremony.
infinite amount of random sports being played.
February 6th.
Oh, okay. So, oh yeah, they do start playing the day before the,
Yeah.
the actual ceremony, but whatever.
Well, I know that does happen with some of the
They got to
sports
get a
that
lot of things in,
take
right? They got
longer.
to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sports
The
they
the
got to
same
jam in there.
the same with soccer at the Summer Olympics. It does start before the
Yeah.
official opening
Well, they
ceremony.
have two. They have two hockey tournaments to do, the women's and the men's.
Yep.
So they got to get them all in there somehow.
Mhm.
So we've had actually had a couple of trades this week. I'm more on like not nothing blockbustery, but trades. Maybe some more coming this
I'm
week. I don't know.
I doubt it, but yeah, there's only there's less or just over 30 days till the deadline.
Yes, till the real
Um,
deadline, and most of that is taken
till
up
the
by the
actual
Olympic break. So
18 days of it
hmm
are taken up by the Olympic break. So
we got like a week and a
we'll see
half
what
when we come
happens.
back that they can figure things out before the trade deadline. So
Yep.
we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll just mostly be like depth pieces this year. I don't know if there's going to be. I think the Quinn Hughes trade is going to be the biggest one, right? That
No.
already happened. You don't think so?
Yeah, yes, it will be the biggest one, but there's another one that you're going to be a potential one coming up that you're going to be talking
Sure, but
about
I don't
that
know if that one's going to
might be
eclipse
just
the
as
Hughes
big.
trade. But maybe we'll see. It'll be at least it'll be
I,
interesting. Anyway, before
mhm.
we get into all of it, what are you drinking, Clay?
I'm drinking Ellicottville Brewing Company's Ski Bum Winter Ale.
Um,
Um, it's a 6%. Yeah, so
ooh, mine's 8%.
it's yummy.
From
Look
Burlington
at
Beer
you.
Company, I'm drinking Dream Eater.
The BBC.
The BBC. It is a double stout. I don't know what a double stout means, but with cinnamon crunch cereal, coffee, vanilla, and milk sugar, and it's 8%.
Oh, yummy.
So it sounded good. We might have had this before. I don't remember. I like vaguely
Maybe.
remember this beer.
Ah, I need to go snowboarding.
Mm, that's a good beer.
Ooh, yummy. Yeah, mine's good
Tasty.
too. Yeah.
All right. Well,
With all this snow, I need to do more winter sports. Um,
don't get hurt.
yeah, I'm in my 30s. I'm gonna get hurt.
I guess that's fair. One of my coworkers, your former coworker, was like, who is similar of age as the two of us, was like, oh yeah, I'm going snowboarding this weekend, and this is somebody that I believe just last year had surgery on their knee, so
Nice.
for tearing their ACL while walking. So I'm hoping
Nice.
that she comes back in one piece. Um, but let's get
My
down.
one
Uh-huh.
of my friends just threw out their back while she's mad because she was on a ski lift, but she
Mm.
was dancing to music on the ski lift and threw out her back. So she's like, I wasn't even skiing.
That sucks. And then you get up to the
Yeah,
top and
right.
you're like, I can't get
I
off.
can't move.
Can you just
Yeah.
send me back down? And they probably have to stop the ski lift and like get her off and shit. Uh, that's funny. That'd be such a
Yep.
production. All right. Well, let's get into some news. I'll start because I have more than you do. So we'll just get through my stuff.
Yeah.
Um, Overall, ticket sales have been up across the league for going to games.
Yeah,
And that is due in some part to heated rivalries. Heated rivalry.
of course.
I'm not
Like,
even joking. Somebody was looking into
no,
it, and this show came out, and the NHL's popularity went up, specifically with, I think, women and the
which
LGBTQ
is awesome.
community, which is great. That's great for the game.
Uh,
I love that.
it's absolutely great.
Hopefully,
I don't care how. It's the same with like Swifties coming when she
to the
started
NFL.
dating
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. Yeah,
Well, no,
she's
she's
like, I
getting
don't
married to
care
Travis
how
Kelce.
it grows. I don't care how it grows, like how it grows the game, but the fact that it's growing the game with a different set of
Yeah.
like a different demographic is good. We want that.
Well, and
Now,
hopefully, I don't think the NFL didn't really need it, right? The NFL is the biggest sport in the United
no,
States by a large margin, but the NHL
that's
could
true, but
really use it.
it was yes, but like with for the NFL, it's like it was getting little girls to like watch
Yeah,
football with their dad, which is
yeah,
something that
that
they
is
wanted.
nice. Yeah,
Like
that
the
is nice.
dads wanted. Yeah, but
And it's kind of a
um,
way. I was saying this to somebody else too. It's kind of a way that progress shouldn't have to happen because of money, but
right. But that's
progress is
kind of how
progress,
it
right?
is.
Because the
Yeah.
NHL is going to like that they're getting all these ticket sales from heated
Hey, go back
rivalry,
to
and
wearing the pride jerseys.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like
Cowards.
maybe they'll
Um,
be like, maybe let's wear the Pride jerseys again. You guys can just shut up. How about that?
yep.
You know, like
How
a
about
rainbow
that?
touches me for 15 minutes. It was the players. I want everybody to remember it was the players, not the teams or the
Yes,
owners that
correct.
forced the rainbow jerseys to go away. They still do Pride
I
nights.
mean,
I would like to point out teams
they,
still do Pride
they
nights,
do,
but they just don't wear the
but they don't.
jerseys, which
But
is stupid. So
those worn jerseys actually went for more, so it did take money away from the charities
that's
that
also a good point. And some of them were so
were
cool.
benefiting.
Some of them were so neat. Like
So
the
cool. Yeah.
Panthers one, I remember specifically being really cool.
Vancouver always knocks it out of the park
All
with
of them
their
looked
jerseys.
good. Like none of them looked like crappy. Like they were all the rainbows in it were like metallic colors. They all looked really
Yeah,
good. Bring it back. Bring it back. And we're not even members of the society. We're just two allies saying bring it back, right?
community,
What did I say?
society.
Community. Sorry.
I mean, yeah,
We're not members of
you're not
society.
wrong.
Um,
Of the society, they have
society.
their own. Um,
That's why I wear tinfoil on my head so the government can't read my thoughts.
yep,
You want to start
that's
one of
fun.
those podcasts? Like as a joke, but then it becomes
It's
real.
it's so easy to.
I know, right?
Um,
Anyway, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
no.
So, hey,
Um,
thanks to the Rivalry. Thanks whoever wrote that
yeah.
book and produced the show. Well, it was HBO that produced the show, but I've seen so many posts online of tons of women at the games now.
Hey, it's also
You know,
just
making jokes like,
all
when do they kiss? You
the
know,
boy
kind of thing.
aquarium.
The boy aquarium
Yeah.
jokes, yeah.
Every fight you should be yelling "Just kiss."
I was
Anyway,
already doing
or
that. So,
exactly.
you're welcome,
You're
everybody.
either yelling.
Because I think it's funny
You're
to do
either
that.
yelling "Just kiss" or "Grab it and twist." Like those are the two things you're yelling.
Give it the old dick twist.
um,
Oh man. Okay. Well, let's move off that. Thank you, heated rivalries. Hopefully, this forces the dinosaurs in the NHL to move the game forward again. Right?
it won't. But
It won't. But hey, I mean, no. Money makes things
yeah, that
progress.
is
It
true.
forces things to progress. That's not the best way to
Look,
progress, but it's a way.
it is. But yeah, all the boy aquarium stuff,
So
like
funny.
jokes,
Such a funny
have
thing
been
to call
good.
it.
Have been great.
Yeah. And all the videos of like people taking videos of the
Watching
guys like
them
doing all the stretches before the
warming up.
game. Yeah, doing all
Yeah.
those weird stretches that they do. I mean, I guess they're not weird; they're functional, but they look weird if
Yeah.
you don't know what they're doing. All right, let's move on. Colorado signed Sam Malinsky to a 4-year, $4.75 million extension.
That's
Congratulations.
so cheap for what he's been doing.
Yeah, hey man, hey, strikes when the guys
For
don't
what-
know their value, right?
right.
Get them under a multi-year contract while they don't know that they should be getting paid more.
I mean, he's so young that it's one of those like you get your
He'll be
first one.
fine. Yeah, he'll be
But, like,
fine.
he'll be
Oh,
fine.
he
It's
only
also
made
4 years.
$4.75 million. Oh, so
Yeah.
cheap. Anyway, so the trades that we mentioned, were both involved the Islanders, and both
Yes.
involved two other teams that I believe are within 50 miles of radius of each other, the
Yeah.
Rangers and the
No.
Devils, which is kind of weird that those three teams are trading with each other because they all hate each other. But
Well,
whatever.
based on the comments of, well, we kind of mentioned that Carson Soucy was probably going to the Islanders from
Yes, so that became official.
the Rangers.
Yeah, that one is the
Um,
one between the Rangers and Islanders, and then the
yes,
one
and
between the
Carson
Island.
Soucy
Mhm.
came out and said he was thankful that it was to the Islanders, so he doesn't even have to move houses.
Oh, that's right.
Like,
I think you mentioned that last week too. Yeah. So
no, no,
no, I thought you
this
did.
was it. This was a no. This was an actual thing that was said after the trade.
Oh, okay. Well, that was nice of
Like
the Rangers
Susie,
to do that,
Susie
do well
thanked
by him.
Drury, which maybe he learned his lesson from the whole Truba Gaudreau thing, blowing up the locker, like ruining the locker
Oh,
room. Who knows?
whatever. It was a fragile ass locker room anyway.
Doubtful, but yeah, fragile ass locker room.
I don't know because I will see what he does with his other big trade chip. I guess not that Carson Soucy's a
Yep.
big trade chip. I guess, but anyway, Carson Soucy headed to the Islanders. Has already played a couple of games for the Islanders, including one against the
Scored
Rangers.
against the
Yeah,
Rangers. Yeah.
for a 2026 third round pick that originally belonged to the Islanders. The Islanders then got Andre Palat, a 2026 third, a 2026 sixth, both belonging to the Devils, from the Devils for Maxim Siplikov, who I didn't realize only had 2 goals in like 40 games this year.
It's not just 2 goals; it's 2 points.
2 points, excuse me,
Um,
in however many games he played this year.
but yeah, like I
I
didn't
was like,
realize he
no,
was doing that
I mentioned him,
bad
right? I was like, I must be thinking of last season that I was talking about him
last
because
season. Yeah,
he has not been doing well.
I get he hasn't been doing well, but like
He's on
it
the fourth line,
seems.
you know.
But Palat hasn't been doing that well
True.
either.
This trade is kind of weird to me if you're the
I think it's
Islanders.
confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it's weird to
Palat can still play.
on. Yeah,
Siplikov, give up on Siplikov. Palat can still play, and they got 2 draft picks, so they got
hmm
a that third round draft pick that they traded for Carson Soucy back. Essentially, he's probably a better
yeah.
one as well because it's the Devils
hmm
instead of theirs. And a 6th round pick thrown
The
in there as
Devils,
well.
the, the Devils shed some cap,
Yeah,
which
I think
makes
that's
sense.
that's what the Devils were trying to do, and I guess it's fine. I mean, the Islanders have cap space, and they needed to get some depth, right? So, but both of
Yeah.
these depth defensemen, depth forward, Soucy and Palat, have already both scored for the Islanders this week. Um,
Yep.
I don't know. The Palat one just seems kind of weird. I feel like there was probably better depth that you could get, or depth that was playing better this year anyway. But
Well,
whatever, I guess.
well, I mean, we've seen a couple times this season and the past seasons that just a change of scenery might get
True,
more from Ziplikov.
that's true.
Um,
Oh, I mean, we saw that with the Shinikov trade to Pittsburgh.
yeah,
He
exactly.
he's on if you extrapolate how much he's scored this season with the Penguins in like the 15 games he's played, he's on like a 35 goal pace,
Yeah,
which is insanity. Because he had like 2 goals before getting traded.
exactly. So like sometimes you just need to change of pace, change of scenery.
Hmm.
So that's the thing. Ziplikov he's a UFA next year.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, because
he's in year 1 of 2 of this contract.
he's one of those
Um,
older Russian players who came, not older per se, but came over when he was older.
yeah, he's 27.
Yeah.
So tech, like theoretically in his prime, he could definitely jump back up to what he did last
Sure.
season.
Yeah. Which again wasn't like a ton, but it was something like 15
No,
goals
but
or
it was
something like that. It was good. It was good
it
depth.
was
Good
it was only
depth player.
10. Exactly, it was
Oh,
only
he's only
10.
10.
He had
Still,
35 points last year.
that's not bad for like a fourth liner, like at
No,
all.
no.
All right, so those are our 2 trades. The other one that seems to be on the horizon is Panarin. That
Yep.
trade, I don't know where he's going. There's no like real rumors about where
Don't
he's
know.
going.
Don't know when. Don't know where.
The only rumor I've seen is that he I guess, prefers to go to Florida, but then they don't really know how that's going to happen. Like,
Right.
just logistically, like, how are they going to get the cap space in there? What exactly do they have to offer the Rangers that,
San
like,
Jose has apparently been talked about. Uh,
that one makes more sense to
but
me. If you're the Rangers anyway, you could probably get more value out of a trade to San Jose. And you probably wouldn't have
and
to.
Greer keeps helping out the Rangers. Uh,
True, true. I mean, the even if the Rangers eat half of his, I mean, he's a UFA at the end of this year anyway. But that's another thing
yeah.
that complicates it is that he apparently wants a extension to go with this trade. Panarin does. So
Right.
wherever he's getting traded to, he would like to get an extension figured out. And apparently, the
Hmm.
extension he wants has to be somewhere in the $50 million range over however many years, which seems like
Hmm.
a lot for a guy who is 32. So I guess that's not that crazy, but um,
No, it's not that crazy. You do a 5x10, and that isn't bad.
I guess that's not that bad because he could still play. Panarin still has plenty of skill and gas left in the tank. Yeah,
He is
five by
34.
oh he's 34. Okay, oof, a 5x10
Yeah.
would be a
Yeah.
little difficult. And then anything, oh man,
If you're yeah, you're trying to make 50 million. Ugh,
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
like it.
That might be what's taken the trade so long to happen is that teams are like, "What are you talking about, dude?" Like, I know there's
Well,
a bunch of players in the league right now that are 40 or nearly 40, so maybe he could
but
keep playing until he's 40. But
yeah, but the Rangers shut him down. He's not playing until he gets
yes,
traded.
that's part of it. So he is done until at least after the Olympic break. Maybe they
He's
get the
he's done
framework.
until they trade him.
Maybe they get the framework of the deal figured out over the Olympic break. But yeah, he's done until they trade him. Which is interesting, an interesting move because he got shut
Yeah,
down. They announced he got shut down, and everybody was like, "Oh, here it comes!" And
here it comes, and
here it comes whenever it happens.
yep,
Brian Rust, we discussed last week that he deserved a suspension for
yeah.
the hit on Besser, absolutely. And you called it. It was 3 games, which, in a vacuum, I would say deserved compared
In a
to
vacuum,
how the NHL does discipline. Outrageous.
um,
1 or 2 games, I wouldn't even quibble if it was 2 games, but 3 games is ridiculous compared to
the
how they let other things go. You
the
know,
problem is we've seen worse hits this year with no discipline.
with little to no discipline. Yeah.
Yes.
There was another
Uh,
one on Sunday that was a pretty questionable hit by Tom Wilson on Logan Stankoven.
I disagree.
Now,
I
hold on.
we've had this conversation.
I understand that Wilson is significantly larger than Stankoven, but he put his elbow out. Look, that's not even the point. We don't even have to talk about that hit. There wasn't even a hearing for it. And this
Right.
happened and the Penguins fucking hate Tom Wilson, so that made them even madder. And so the Penguins haven't
Yeah.
come out and said that they're mad about this suspension, but they're mad about this suspension.
So I'm talking about stuff that the Panthers have done this season.
Oh, the Panthers too.
Like,
Yeah, I mean that's a whole nother thing.
yeah.
But I'm just saying the Tom
Um,
Wilson thing because it happened a couple of days after. That was my only
but
point.
um, for me, that Brian Rust hit,
Hmm.
offense or no offense, or like history or no history,
Hmm.
3 games should be the minimum.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Again, in a
Like,
vacuum,
like
that makes total
100%.
sense. Yeah,
Like,
in a vacuum, totally makes sense. Compared to other shit that they're letting go, no.
right.
So whatever. He's
No,
already
I totally
through
agree with
2 out of 3.
you there.
But
But
yeah,
yeah.
whatever NHL. And then the last bit of news that came down just this morning is that Barry Trotz is stepping down and retiring from being the Nashville general manager. Probably his time. Probably should have just retired and not become the general
Probably his
manager
time.
at all. But
Yeah. He's still better
At
than Mike
least,
Milbury.
yeah, that's true. That is
His
true.
time as general manager.
But at least you said this right before we started recording. But at least he realized I should just retire. I don't. I'm not doing a
Yeah.
good job. You know. He's going to stay on until they find a replacement, but then he will be retiring. So, bon
Yep.
voyage, Barry Trotz. I like you a lot. I think he's a very likable guy. Um,
Absolutely.
even though he coached two teams directly against my team, but I never really hated Barry Trotz.
No,
He's
he.
just a cute little meatball of a man. He is. Look at
Yeah.
him and tell me
Yeah.
I'm
No,
wrong.
you're not right. No, but I'm curious because of what happens because the who they name is the successor.
Yeah.
Mainly because it seems like the Nashville Predators only know like 7 people, and
I
like
mean, yeah,
who does
it
that
was
bring in?
Poyle for 20 years before it was Trotz. So they've had,
Right, and Trotz was
and then
the
Trotz
original
was the
coach.
coach for
Like
like 15 years of their existence.
exactly. Are is Peke Reina coming in to be
Oh
the
my
GM?
God,
Like what are
maybe,
they doing?
maybe he is.
Um.
It could be. Oh man, that would be yeah, that would be so funny. Pekka Rinne is our new GM. It's like, do you guys
Yep.
just like know anybody else? Like
Exactly. Like
anyone? That would be so fun.
they're
I
making
hope
their own.
that's what
They're
happens. If you
making
called it, then
their
I hope
own.
that's what happens.
They're making their own old boys club
Yeah. At least
in
it's of
in Nashville.
at least it's of old boys that just kind of seem like nice guys. At least you know,
Yeah.
because a lot of those always old
Oh, it
boys
might be.
clubs are like nasty. You know, not something you
Maybe
want to
they
be a
bring in
part of.
Laviolette.
To be the
Laviolette coached them,
GM,
right? I don't know. Look, I'm just
maybe
talking about what
I mean, he did coach them. Yes.
pattern. He coached them
Pattern.
for a while.
Poyle's
I'm just
coming
looking at
back.
patterns, man.
Poyle's coming back. That's all. That's what's happening.
Yep.
David Poyle. He's coming back. He's coming out of
Mhm.
retirement. He's coming back to fix this. All right, that's all I got. What you got?
All right, so only thing that I got out of the Pacific is that they announced next year's Stadium Series, and the Vegas Golden Knights will be in the Stadium Series playing Dallas in Arlington at the Cowboys Stadium.
Yeah, but that's kind of disappointing because it's a domed stadium. Is it not?
That's true.
Boo.
It is a dome stadium.
Unless they can take the dome off, I guess. I think they can a little bit, but
They can open it.
yeah,
They can open it.
they better.
But also, that's 100,000.
That's a
seats.
lot of people. Yeah, I hope they can sell it
They're
out.
probably going to sell that. They're probably going to sell that out. They've already sold 85,000.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they filled both Ohio State and Michigan stadiums, which I believe are both close to, if not more than that.
Exactly. So they're putting butts in seats. So.
I don't know why they didn't have one between Pittsburgh and Philadelphia at Penn State's. Because Penn State's is over 100,000, and it's like smack dab in the middle of the state.
Of the two,
And I'm just saying that those two teams have played twice, and each have won one of those games. They need a rubber match at Penn State.
They do need a rubber match.
I'm just saying it would be great.
Winner takes the state.
Winner takes the state. The other team dissolves itself.
So that's all the only news I have in the Pacific. For the NHL, there were actually 30 hat tricks this month, and that is the
I thought it was 31
record for hat tricks.
I thought it was 31 because it was 31 hat tricks in 31 days.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure there was.
I missed that last.
I think there was a couple. I think there was a
then.
couple this week that made it 31, which is cool. That's a really cool statistic.
Yeah, no, the record was 27.
So either way they broke it. So
either way they broke the record. For the Atlantic.
Oh, hold on. Right before we move on, I believe also the just because we're talking about outdoor games, the Winter Classic next year, just to remind everybody, is between Utah and Colorado in Utah.
Yes.
That is
in
the
Utah,
Winter Classic. Yeah.
Which should be,
Should be pretty good. Should be nice and cold and beautiful, I would
absolutely.
think. Okay, go ahead.
For the Stadium Series did happen this week.
Yes, it did, and we'll talk about that.
It was awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
It was awesome. It
turned out to be a really
it
good
beat
game.
out the Winter Classic.
Yeah.
in general. Like I'm talking about how Boston came in dressed as colonials, looking like Ben Franklin and
Mm-hmm.
what's that time jump thing?
What?
Liberty Kids, looking like Ben Franklin and Liberty Kids.
I don't know what
Um,
that is, but I believe you.
oh, you missed out on a childhood
Or are
thing.
you talking about Time Chasers, the classic Mystery Science Theater 3000 movie?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm talking about a PBS show.
Oh,
Um,
okay, okay. I didn't watch a ton of PBS when I was a kid.
I watched just enough that there are some fever dreams. Um,
Some of those
and
shows were kind of fever
Liberty
dream-ish.
Kids is one of them.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, so were a lot of the Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network shows too. A lot of them were
yeah,
like, what am I watching right now?" You go back and look at them as an adult, and you're like, "Why was this allowed to be watched by children?
this was not a
This should
child
not have
show.
been watched by
Uh,
children." Okay, anyway, back.
and then how did and then Tampa Bay walked into the stadium dressed as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers wearing their creamsicle jerseys.
They did. I thought that was great. Yeah.
And Vasilevsky was the only player who did not look like a kicker.
well, because he's like 6'6" or something like, and he's very
He's
tall.
6'6". It's not just tall; he's like jacked.
Yeah, he's
Every other
jacked
hockey
too. Yeah,
player
it's hard to tell.
looks
It's hard to tell how jacked
with all
they
those
are with
pads,
all the pads on. Yeah. Um,
but
that's funny. He's the
but
only one that
a
looked
lot
like
of
a
goalies
kicker.
looked like no. Everyone else looked like a kicker.
Oh yeah.
Vasilevsky looked like a linebacker, which
He's gonna be on the
was
Bucks
kind of
next year.
scary.
He's on the Bucks next
Um,
year. On top of that, they also had I know which Barber played for the Bucks. Rondé Barber, I think,
uh,
was
Rondé
there.
Barber, yeah.
Baker Mayfield, the current
Baker
quarterback
Mayfield was
of the
there.
Buccaneers, was there. There was somebody else
There
from the Bucks as well. There was a little weirdness
they,
with
with the charity shot.
yeah. So I didn't have the noise on, so I thought that guy was just shooting for money for himself. I didn't realize it was for
Right.
charity. So I wasn't really paying attention to it. I only saw it until later that they were like, kind of weird that they had this guy take a really very difficult shot to give money to charity
For 800,000.
for
It was 800,000. He didn't make it, so they
no.
only gave 200,000.
Yeah, well,
Or sorry, it was
that's what
for
it
a
was.
million.
It was for
It
a
was
million,
for a million.
and then they took it away when he missed it. But that's kind of weird thing to do, right?
That's not a Tampa thing. That was an ESPN AHL like thing. But it makes Tampa look like shit.
They
It
all
makes
look
Tampa
like
look
shit.
like shit.
I don't think there was any
Because
malice to it. I think it was just not well thought out, kind of thing. And I'm wondering if they're gonna be like, hey, you know what? We are gonna give $1 million to charity.
yeah, because it's
It'd
a
be
cancer charity, but
yeah. I think they'll
Tampa gives out
fix
money.
it probably.
Tampa gives out charity money all the time. Like
So do a lot of the teams. A lot of the
they
teams do a ton of charity work in their communities.
but but yeah, no, they're not. I don't. Tampa doesn't seem like a team that would like. Oh, you missed, so you miss out on $800,000 for a charity.
It was
Like
just not well
that
thought out
seems like
idea.
something that ESPN
That
might
does
do.
seem like something ESPN would do. Yeah, ESPN is I would go ahead and just blame that
Wouldn't
on them.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's something that they wouldn't think through.
Clearly was not thought through
Yeah,
whoever pitched that idea. Yeah, if he misses the hole that's like only puck sized in the net,
right. You have to make a
then
perfect
he
shot. Yeah.
then they don't get $1 million. Fuck them cancer kids.
hmm
I was like, Jerry, that makes us look really bad.
It makes us look awful. And then for Detroit had two things happen this week. Patrick Kane becomes the #1 American scorer at all
Yes, he
time,
does.
surpassing Mike Modano.
Finally.
And then they extend Ben Sherratt 3 years, $3.85 million.
Okay. I guess that's fine.
Uh,
It's not that
so
much.
he's been
but
playing. He
good.
has been playing very. He has been playing pretty well this season. It's
Okay.
because they're not asking him for first line minutes. So,
Got it. So he
but
looks better.
if yeah, he's the only guy who seems to can't not be able to play. Like he's seems to be the only guy that Mo Sider can make look good.
Hey, there's something to be said about that, right? That's you have a
So
really good
he's
offensive
playing
defenseman. You need that other guy there that can actually play defense, at least to a certain extent.
right. My thing is he's 34, maybe 35 at the end of this contract.
Yeah. Well,
So
I
like,
mean, he could
yes,
start
it's only
being in that. He could start being in the Erica Branson. How did you trick them into giving you this contract? Club.
yeah, like I get it. It's only 3 years. It is only
It's not
three
that
point
much.
eight
Yeah.
five. But
Again, we say
he
this a lot. The cap's going up. That 3.8 is really not going to look like too much in a year or two. So
and especially if you're having him as your third pair,
yeah,
that's fine.
yeah, it's fine.
That's fine.
I think it's
But
just
if
funny
like,
because the knee jerk reactions I saw online were like, "What? Why would you do
hmm
this, Detroit?"
no, it's for a third pair defenseman, that is
Yeah, it's
fine.
fine. It's fine.
I did want to mention one thing because we talked about the uh, Willie Nylander getting fined
Yes.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
So he was fined, or the way this is done in the past is the Department of Player Safety does fines for on ice incidents like the hits,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the um, it's another organization. It's just hockey operations does the fines for off ice incidents.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Oh, technically that was an off ice incident. Yeah.
Technically, that's an off ice incident, and because Mikhail Sergachev last year in Utah flipped the bird to the camera as well.
Did he?
There
I
was
don't
no.
remember
Yes, he
that.
did. There was no fine. No
Mm.
big deal was made. And now there's something to be argued that game was on like a local channel, while this was national
National.
Canadian
Yeah.
channel. Um,
I
but
think
the
I think
thing
he's I
is,
think they should have just yelled at him and left it be and not fined him. Like, hey man.
well, the thing is, this fine was by the Department of Player Safety.
Ah, well, it was a very unsafe
They
middle finger.
an E an ESPN article dropped either a day before or day after, or like a day after, saying that the Department of Player Safety was going to take over finding
Off
off
ice
ice
incidents.
incidents as well.
Mm.
But that was not necessarily said to the team. And it is funny that George Peros' first fine for an off ice incident thing was against the Leafs, who he hates.
Yeah, go figure, huh? Go
Go
figure.
figure.
Go figure.
Go figure.
They
And like,
gotta get
look,
these motherfuckers out of these positions. Cause
Willie
like,
Willie Nylander getting fined $5,000 is like me or you getting fined a quarter.
yeah,
It really
true.
will change our ways. But
Yeah, it really showed
it's
us.
just the fact of
Even
the
like even
matter
like $5 to me
is,
and you, it's just like, oh man, you really showed us, huh?
yeah, no, this wasn't announced before this
Got it.
fine happened. Um so
That's
yeah, normally Colin Campbell is the guy who does these fines.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which also makes sense to why
Why the Leafs would get fined? Because Colin Campbell hates the Leafs.
no,
No.
it makes sense to like while the Panthers didn't get fined for that
Oh,
fuck Edmonton chant that
right.
occurred nationally as well. Like
Yeah, but that was like the fans doing that. No, that wasn't the team.
no, the players started it.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
The players started it. Yeah.
Oh, it was after they won,
Um,
right? They were all drunk.
it was after they won the
Yeah.
second time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That does sound like a drunk thing to do at a club or
yes,
whatever.
but it was during the parade. It,
They
it
were all
was
drunk at
during.
the parade. They're always drunk at the parade.
That's true.
That's kind of
But
what makes the parade fun.
I totally forgot. Like we've talked about this before, like Colin Campbell's preferential treatment over the Panthers, um,
Yeah.
because I didn't realize that the controversy was official. That emails got found in 2010 about him complaining against refs that made calls against his kid.
God.
Who was on the Bruins the year that they won it?
I hate all of these guys. They're so
Yeah,
annoying. They're such annoying, petty little fuckers. Just like,
yes.
oh my
It's
God.
it. He in the email he called Mark Savard a little fake artist after Colin high sticked him. Got called for a high sticking against him, complaining to the about the ref that called it. Yada yada. Complaining about that, and it might be why David or Matt Cook didn't get fined for his headshot against Mark Savard a year or two later.
He didn't even get fined for that? I don't
He
remember. It was
didn't get
so long
punished for
ago.
that,
Oh, that's not good.
right?
I hate Colin. God, I hate Colin Campbell. Oh, my
I,
son, my
and he's been
son. Oh, you don't call penalties against my son.
and Greg Campbell's an assistant GM for the Panthers.
Ugh. I hate it. Anyway. Oh my god, it's gonna make me spiral into complaining for
So just
45
this
minutes.
is just us hating the old boys again.
Please go away.
He's been
Please.
the director of hockey ops since 2005.
Put me as commissioner of the NHL. I would just be like, hey, you guys are fired. This is like unacceptable.
He was brought into the Hockey Hall of Fame last year.
Of course he was. Of course he was. All right. Is that all you got for news?
Now I'm done. I just want to get you pissed.
All right. Let's talk about injuries. For Chicago, Foligno, day-to-day, undisclosed. A lot of day-to-day injuries this week.
A lot of day-to-days.
For Nachos, day-to-day, lower body injury for Colorado. Columbus, Monahan, day-to-day illness. Minnesota, Sturm, day-to-day illness. Nashville, Blackenburn, day-to-day illness. For the Devils, Jack Hughes, day-to-day lower body injury. They're being a little cagey about this injury, I feel.
They are being a little cagey.
They're being
He
a
skated
little
today,
weird
I believe.
about it. He was not at practice. He might have skated, but he wasn't at the team practice.
Gotcha. Okay.
I saw that before we started. I saw something like, no Jack Hughes, but everybody else is here at practice. So they're being a little weird about it because it didn't
weird.
look good. And they were like, oh, no, he'll still be fine for the Olympics. I'm like, okay. Okay, sure he will. So we'll see if that turns into anything. Or maybe he's fine. But they're still being weird about this injury. For the Islanders, Drouin, day-to-day, illness. For the Rangers, Laba, day-to-day upper body injury. For Philadelphia, Urson, day-to-day upper body injury. For Pittsburgh, St. Ivani, who I think I mentioned last week was hurt, is now in the IR with a broken hand that I think he had surgery on, and he's out like 2 months or something like that. And then hits keep on coming for the Penguins' blue line because Chris Letang broke his foot and is on the IR for at least a month.
He did break his foot, yeah.
Which, silver lining to that is the Olympic break is coming. So that will be most of his time injured, hopefully. For St. Louis, Neighbors, day-to-day, it just said soreness. It's just a sore little guy.
Okay.
Little
man.
For Washington. Poor Washington this week. Because
oh, man.
Roy on the IR with a lower body injury. Lindgren on the IR with a lower body injury. McMichael on the IR with an undisclosed injury. Thompson, day-to-day upper body injury, and Faye Havari, day-to-day personal. So whatever that is, hopefully it's nothing too bad.
The Caps starting goalie right now is Clay Stevenson.
Yep. Who's that, you might ask? Don't know. And then their backup, I think his name is like Bjorgsen or something like that. I was like, oh, okay, we're down to this guy just came off the street to play goalie.
Yep.
All right, that's it for my injuries.
All right, for the Atlantic, a lot of these are day-to-day as well because they occurred at the very end of this play week, and a lot of them were players leaving the game early and not returning. Elias Lindholm and Pavel Zacha for Boston are both day-to-day upper bodies. Buffalo's Mason Greenway is day-to-day for an abdominal injury, and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is week to week with the lower body. They just said he'll be out a week.
Okay.
I don't know if that affects him going to the Olympics, but
There's a lot
he's not
of
playing this week.
possible injuries from all of the teams, all of the big
Yeah.
teams anyway, heading into the Olympics
Yep.
that are making some question marks about
Sweden
what
got
those teams are
hurt.
gonna.
Yeah.
Sweden's been really banged up. I want to say there's one or two for the Canadian team too. And
Hmm.
I'm just saying, I don't know what's going on
Well,
with Jack Hughes.
Sorelli,
Oh, Sorelli got
Sorelli
hurt
he
from
got hurt in the
Tampa. Yeah.
Stadium Series. It's yeah, that was a shoulder injury. Like he was favoring that shoulder after that
So
hit.
he's
So who
probably
knows
out.
if he's day to day for an upper body, but
I'm sure
who
they're like
knows?
hoping that he's fine for the Olympics, but
Yeah.
you know.
But let me go back to Florida. Anton Lundell and Brad Marchand are both listed as day to day. Lundell upper body, Marchand undisclosed. For Montreal's Texier day to day lower body. Uh, Thomas Chabot for Ottawa day to day undisclosed.
Okay.
Mikey Anderson is day to day upper body, and Alex Turcotte is on the IR for an upper body as well. For Seattle, Caton is week to week upper body. Vancouver got hit this week. Brock Besser, we knew about his hit.
Yes.
The hit. He is currently week to week with that concussion. Zeev Bouillum is Bouillum. I got it right the second time.
You did. You got it. Yeah.
Is week to week upper body.
I could not tell.
Demko.
That happened against the Penguins. I could not tell what happened to him.
It just tweak something in the shoulder, tweak something in the arm.
It was like, I think it was on one of like the Penguins' goals. I think it was, but
I just said week to week because they said he's done until after the Olympic break. So
well, that's several
that
weeks.
gives him a month.
Yeah, that gives
That's
you
a
about
month to heal.
Yeah. I was watching the game and I was like, what happened to him?
Thatcher Demko had hip surgery. He is shut down for the season.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, maybe that'll help with his chronic injuries.
So
I don't know.
They think they found the source of his past two injuries, and this surgery is going to fix it.
Let's hope so, because he's a very good goalie, and he has just been injured essentially for the last 2 seasons. Mostly
2.5,
anyway. Yeah. He's played some, but like he has missed months and months and months.
His 3x8 kicks in next year. Yeah. And Niels Hoglander is day-to-day lower body, and that's all my injuries.
All right. Well, let's get to some games, because I cannot wait to talk about that Stadium Series game, because I said something about halfway through the game, and boy was I shown wrong by the end of it. Mistaken. Yeah. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
We'll start out in the Pacific. Anaheim this week went 1-2. They started the week by losing to Edmonton 4-7. Then they got shut out by Vancouver 2-0.
Ooh.
A little shameful there. Yeah.
Shameful.
Now Lucas Dostal he was 24 for 25 for a 9.6 save percentage. So like he tried his best.
Yeah.
But he did like. Anaheim outshot Vancouver. It's not like it was like a 32-25 shot.
Mm-hmm.
Shots
it wasn't a ton, but yeah.
So it wasn't like crazy. Yeah. They just couldn't get by the Vancouver's defense, and they finished their week by They finished their week by beating Vegas 4-3. Dostal in net there. Chris Kreider had 2 goals in this game. They were 4 for 9 on the power play.
Dang, that's good.
With a shorthanded goal against.
Still.
But in their 4-7 loss to Edmonton, they were 3 for 4 on the power play.
Very good. What?
Yeah, but you still lost 7-4.
Oh, you did. I'm sorry. I had the score flipped in my head. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Can't win them all, right? There's a lot of touchdowns this week. There's a lot of sevens this week.
They were 7 for 8 on the penalty kill. They don't have a top player. They are 29, 23, and 3. Hey, that's over Hockey 500.
That is.
There's more than one team in the Pacific now over Hockey 500.
Wow. Look at that.
That's 61 points. That is fourth in the division.
Okay.
They currently have wild card one.
Okay. So they hit that pretty bad patch there where they lost what, like 8 or 9
Yeah,
games in a row, something like that.
they're still kind of in it. They're still kind of
Yeah,
in a not great patch.
yeah. Well,
Um,
like I think I said this a week or two ago. Luckily for them, similar to when the Penguins lost 8 games in a row, the rest of their division didn't do that well around them, so they didn't lose that much
no.
ground.
Oh, I'm incorrect. They're Anaheim is 8-2 in their last 10. So,
So they're
so yeah,
riding a
they're
good
riding the
streak
ship.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're back where they were before,
Hmm.
thankfully. So they've gotten things back under control. I think every
All
team
right.
kind of has a skid like that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Because one of your teams definitely did not have a good week.
I think I have two that
Um,
didn't even win this week. So.
well, I'm talking about like the best team in hockey.
Oh yeah,
This,
they're having a bad like 3 weeks essentially. So
yeah.
they've finally hit a rough patch. Colorado, we're talking about,
Um,
is having a bad couple of weeks.
yeah.
But the first bad
Moving
2 weeks of their season.
exactly. So, moving on to Calgary. Calgary only played 2 games this week. They went 1-1. They lose to Minnesota 4-1, and then they beat San Jose 3-2. Morgan Frost a goal and an assist in this game. They outshot San Jose 42-25.
Damn.
They were 1 for 9 on the power play in these 2 games. They were 4 for 6 on the penalty kill with shorthanded goal 4. Morgan Frost is their top player because he had 2 goals and 1 assist scored in both games. And they are 22, 26, and 6, 50 points, 7th in the division. Next up is Edmonton. Edmonton went 2-1 this week. They beat Anaheim 7-4, like we talked about. Jari in net there. Matthias Ekholm had a hat trick.
Oh
A
yeah,
game
I
after
saw
Evan
that.
Bouchard
That's
did.
so weird that I mean Bouchard's makes a little more sense because he's a much more higher offensive defenseman, but Matthias Ekholm having a hat
This
trick, good for him.
this is, I believe, the first hat trick of his career.
Definitely is.
Um, which is a very long career. Um,
Yeah, my man's like 36 or
then
37 at this point.
they beat San Jose 4-3 in overtime. Draisaitl a goal and 2 assists. They outshot San Jose 31-21, and then they got stomped by Minnesota 3-7.
Yeah,
Live by the touchdown, die by the touchdown
that's right.
this week. Um, Jari and Ingram both played. And also Edmonton has sent Calvin Pickard down on waivers, so they are sticking with
They
Jari and
did.
Ingram.
I mean, after the trade, they
Um,
kind of have to, right?
they had to,
Yeah,
yeah.
you kind of
Uh,
you made your bed at this point,
yep.
and it's like Jari's contract. I'm shocked that they took the contract. That was, you know,
Drake took the full thing.
yeah.
Um, they outshot Minnesota 42-29. For the week, Edmonton was 1 for 6 on the power play. They were 4 for 9 on the penalty kill.
Oh, that's the worst
Yeah,
one
there's a
this week.
problem.
That's
Yeah,
worse than any of
yeah.
my teams.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Mm-hmm.
lord, 4 for 9.
Going 1 for 4 against Anaheim and then
Mm,
1 for 3 against Minnesota. That's gonna hurt you.
damn, that's so bad.
Yeah.
Sub
Mm-hmm.
50%.
Sub 50%. Draisaitl is their top player with 2 goals and 6 assists. They are 28, 20-8, exactly at 500.
Yes.
Um,
Not even hockey
64
500,
points.
just 500.
No, they're 500. Yeah.
So
Uh,
you said that who are the only teams in the Pacific that are over actual 500? It's Anaheim and somebody else.
Anaheim and San Jose.
Oh wow, good for
Anaheim
San
and San
Jose.
Jose. That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
I was curious who the other one was.
There's a couple teams that are close, but
Mm-hmm.
the two of the California teams are it. Yeah, they have 64 points. They are tied for second.
Tied for
They are
second.
second in the division. Tied with Vegas for first with a game behind.
Got it.
Moving on to LA. LA was supposed to have 5 games this week.
Oh
Their
yeah,
first
one
game
of
got
them got
postponed
postponed. Yeah, because of the storm. Right, it was in Carolina. It was
because
supposed to
they
be in
were
Carolina, right?
Columbus.
Excuse me. Uh huh. Oh, that's
Um,
right. Because the Carolina game they had this week, they were like, our broadcast of the game is going to be weird because we couldn't get our normal amount of people there because of the storm. And
Storm, gotcha.
this was at the end of the week, right? I think the Carolina game is
Yeah,
their last game of the week. And so
yes,
that
that is
tells you
correct.
where Raleigh is with however much snow that they got.
Yeah,
Still not good
and a
down
lot of
there.
snow, a lot of ice for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they are not. So their Monday game got postponed to March 9th, I believe. Then they went to Detroit and they beat Detroit 3-1. Forsberg in net. Then they lose to Buffalo on Thursday 4-1. I was at that game.
Oh, fun.
Um, Kemper in net. They beat Philadelphia in overtime 3-2. Kempe 2 goals and an assist in that game. And then they lose to Carolina in overtime 2-3. Um, Overall, they were 2 for 9 on the power play, and then they were 10 for 13 on the penalty kill. Adrian Kempe is their top player with 3 goals, 3 assists in these 4 games. The LA Kings are 23, 17, and 14.
Oh my god. I mean, those loser points keeping them afloat right now.
Absolutely.
24,
Maybe
17,
we
and
ne-
14. Good lord.
maybe we do need to do a 3-2-1 system.
Well, with as much parity as there is now in the league, right? Um, there's no
Yeah.
team in the league that you could look at, even Vancouver, that you could say they're definitely going to win, or I'm sorry, definitely going to lose every game they play this week, right? They still
Right.
they might like sneak out a win against somebody because they
Exactly.
have just enough that they could still probably beat anybody for one game.
Any given Sunday
Yeah,
is a thing.
that is a thing. So
Um,
I really do think the 3-2-1 system. They got to think about it at least for the next
they got to
CBA.
think about
You
it.
got to at least think about it because these loser points are really
Um,
propping up a lot of teams right now.
they are propping up Vegas as well.
They're propping up Vegas and LA. And then
Yep.
there's
Because
multiple teams I think in the Metro that have 10 plus overtime losses as well. Um, and I think in the Central too. So there's a bunch of teams that have like tons of loser points that are keeping them in
because
a playoff spot or around a playoff spot.
out of the Kings' 23 wins,
Mm-hmm.
they only 14 were in regulation.
That's another. That's crazy that they're 8-14 in overtime.
Yeah.
Oh man, that does scream like you look
Well,
at that
no, they
statistic
are. Yeah, they are 8-14 in overtime.
in overtime slash shootout, whatever. But
Yes.
that's so funny. You look at that statistic and be like, man, you're 1 goal away from being like way better in the standings.
Yeah.
In all of
Mm-hmm.
these games, in the 22
And they are
games that you've played in overtime,
4 for 6 in the shootout.
it's better than the Penguins.
Sorry, it's not 4-4-6, 4-6.
4 and
So they've
6.
had 10 shootouts.
Oh my god, that's so many. The Penguins, I think, have had 8 or 9 as well. Insanity.
8.
Get rid
Um,
of the shootout. Just play
Disagree.
3-on-3. Just play 3-on-3.
Disagree.
Somebody's gonna score eventually.
Change some of the 3-on-3 rules. Mainly the bench swap.
Yeah, the bench swap's always weird to me.
Yeah, don't do that.
Make it 10 minutes.
You don't need to
Make
switch
it 10
sides.
instead of 5 minutes at 3-on-3 at least.
You don't need to switch sides of the ice for the overtime, and I think that'll solve a lot of problems.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, you could
Even
be
with
right there.
5 minutes. All right, moving on to San Jose. They went 1-1-1. They beat Vancouver 5-2, celebrating a goal and 3 assists.
Dang.
Askarov in net. They lose to Edmonton in overtime 3-4, and then they lose to Calgary 2-3. They were 3 for 10 on the power play this week with a shorthanded goal against, and then they were 9-for-11 on the penalty kill. Will Smith is their top player, 2 goals, 3 assists.
Aha.
He's getting jiggy with it.
I loved his newest song, I Like Pretty Girls. Have you heard that song?
No.
It's awful. It's so bad.
Ugh.
Look it up
Uh,
after we're done recording. It's so hilariously bad.
Ti just dropped some new songs. They're fire. Um,
Oh, it's the different
talking about
kind of
old.
guy, like an actual
I know.
musician, and then Will Smith.
I mean, Will Smith was a rapper.
I, yeah,
San
yes,
Jose
he
is
was. Okay, yeah.
27, 22, and 4. Parents just don't understand. Um,
Wild Wild West.
yeah.
We're going straight to the Wild
Um,
Wild West. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
now I got the Men in Black dance stuck in my head.
We call the Men
The
in
Men in Black. 58 points. They're sixth in the division.
Black. Okay. Galaxy Defenders.
Thank you. I couldn't remember that. I just was thinking about like you won't be able to remember.
That's
Which
in there
still
somewhere.
might be a lie.
That's in there somewhere,
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. That works. I think that like at least kind of rhymes with Galaxy Defender.
Yeah.
You won't be able to remember it. It's so it not actually
Yeah.
rhymes, but it kind of rhymes.
It's so
close enough. Yeah.
All right. Sixth in the division. Seattle on a tear right now. 3-0 this week.
Hell yeah.
They beat Washington 5-1, and they didn't just beat Washington. They
Well,
stomped Washington 5-1.
it's like half Washington junior team right now. So
Yeah, but like wasn't close. They outshot Washington 32-20. Jared McCann had 2 goals and 2 assists that game.
I miss him.
Um,
Fucking wrong.
then they did the same thing to Toronto, beating them 5-2. Shane Wright 2 goals in this game, and then they beat Vegas 3-2. They were able to hold off Vegas from tying it late. Capo Caco gets the game-winning goal. They were 2 for 8 on the power play this week, 7 for 10 on the penalty kill. Their top player is Jared McCann because he had 4 goals and 3 assists.
Nice.
If anyone can, Jared McCann.
Jared McCann. Sometimes. We've mentioned. I think we mentioned last week that Shane Wright's name is out there in the trade.
Yes, we have.
Rumor mill as well. Nothing really to
Who knows?
report on that right now, but I don't know. That would be an interesting trade, you know.
Yeah, it would. But Seattle is 26, 19, and 9, 61 points, third in the division.
Yeah, they got back up there because their season has been kind of weird because they were essentially in that position the first like month and a half of the year, and then they played kind of bad for a while.
Off a little bit,
yeah, and now they're back. So that's their season this year. Hopefully they can end the season on the upswing of the roller coaster and make it to the playoffs.
Right, because Seattle, just as a city this year, has had a pretty solid sports.
True, the Mariners
have been doing pretty good in Seattle.
Almost made the World Series. No, they were pretty close.
Yeah, they went to the conference championship.
The Seahawks are in the Super Bowl. Let's go Seahawks. God, I hope you win. I don't know how their soccer team did this year, but
yeah, they're perennially
they're usually pretty good. Yeah.
Look, if Sam Darnold can be the first QB from the 2018 class to win a Super Bowl,
the funniest statistic. That would be the funniest thing, because that draft class had, I believe, both Lamar and Josh Allen in it,
and Baker Mayfield.
Yeah. And Sam Darnold would be the one to win it, and I would love it because all the Jets fans would cry.
Yeah, and Trent Rosen. Don't forget about him.
First of all, his name's Josh Rosen. You completely got that entire name wrong.
Who is Trent?
I don't know. Who's Trent Rosen?
I don't know, man. I think I just made up a name.
I think you did. It's Josh Rosen was the other quarterback to note there. He's the only one that's like
doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's the only one that has like does not matter anymore in the league. No. I think he's still in there somewhere, maybe as like a third string.
I don't think he plays anymore.
Maybe he
doesn't. I think he's done.
But the other guys are still in the league and all starters. So,
but like, if Darnold wins it, that means I'm fine with the Bills winning it before the Ravens. That's just how it goes. Um,
Okay. Okay, sure.
because
Your logic is inflappable.
I didn't say it was. No point did I say it was. Yeah, but on their last, sorry, Seattle is on a 4-game win streak. They are 5-4-1 in their last 10, so they are moving in the right direction. Moving on to Vancouver. They
Vancouver.
went 1-1-1 this week,
Hey, that's
which is
pretty
a
good for
good
them.
week for them.
Yeah.
Um, oh, did I forget for Los Angeles? I said that they were 27, 23, 17, and 14 in fifth place. They have the second wild card.
Okay. No, I don't think you said the wild card part. Yeah.
I did not say the wild card. Vancouver, though, they lose to San Jose 2-5. Lankinen starts this game. Tolopilo comes in relief. After Lankinen lets in 3 goals on 6 shots.
That's good.
Then they beat Anaheim 2-0. Tolopilo 32 for 32 with a shutout.
Look at him.
Drew O'Connor gets the only non-empty net goal.
Only goal that matters, really. Only real
yeah.
goal. I mean, empty netters count,
real goal.
but you know.
Yeah.
There's people that think that empty netters should not count as like statistically a goal.
You're wrong.
Which
I
think, I think that's so funny.
Yeah. And then they lose to Toronto 2-3 in a shootout. Tolopilo in net there. They were outshot 30 to 41 by Toronto.
Damn.
They were 1 for 7 on the power play this week. They were. I wrote this wrong. I had to have written this wrong. 5 for 7 on the penalty kill.
Okay, that sounds reasonable.
With a shorthanded goal 4. That empty net goal was on the power play, or the empty net goal was on the penalty kill. Was on the penalty kill, so that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. But Tolopilo is their top player this week. He plays 3 games. 1-0-1. He stopped 96 out of 100 shots for a 9.6 save percentage.
Pretty good.
1.3 goals against average, and a shutout.
That's pretty good. Look at him.
That's real good as your third string.
Yeah.
They are 18-31-6, 42 points. Last in the league.
At this point, they're just hoping for Gavin McKenna after this season's over, right? Because not only have they been playing bad, but they're like annihilated by injuries too.
Well, they're not looking at Gavin McKenna. They're looking at that defender, Bierhoff.
They're just saying that they don't think they're going to win the lottery. Which I think is also such a Vancouver thing to just have by far the best odds and just not win. And just not win it. Although I don't think
we're gonna
the team with the best odds didn't win last year, so
no, the Islanders did.
Yeah,
and they only had like 4%.
Stupid.
Vegas is last on this list. They went 0-2-2 this week.
Ooh. Bad week for Vegas.
They are hitting a skid. They are 3-5-2 in their last 10.
Ooh, not good.
Yeah. They lose to Montreal 2-3 in overtime. Dorfiev did have both goals in this game. They lose to Dallas 4-5 in the shootout. They did have a shorthanded goal in this game. They lose to Seattle 2-3, and then they lose to Anaheim 3-4. They were 1 for 8 on the power play this week, 8 for 10 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal 4. They don't have a top player. They are 25, 16, and 14.
Wow. I think 14
tied with LA.
Is the most.
Tied with LA, yep.
Well, that record's got to be getting broken this year because those two teams both had 14 already, and the record we established before is 18. So
yeah,
That record's getting broken this year by one of those two, or
But
both
they
of them.
have six. They have 64 points. They're first in the division.
Wild.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the Metro Dome, even though it's less of a dome this year. But Carolina went 2-0-1 this week. They beat Utah 5-4. Svechnikov and Gostisbehere both had 2 goals and an assist in this game, while Brennan Bussey was 21 of 25. Lost to Washington in overtime 4-3. Got outshot 42-22 by Washington in this one.
Yeah,
Aho,
but weren't they up 3-0 as well?
They were. You're so right. I forgot to
They
write
were.
that down. They were. Yeah. Aho, Jankowski, and Gostisbehere all had the goals in this game. Anderson, 38 of 42. And I gotta say, it's a weird feeling this year because I saw somebody say this online. I always bring it back to the Penguins, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in the Penguins fandom was expecting to be scoreboard watching this season, like at all.
Right.
But we are currently. we get to because of where the Penguins are, and I only say that because I was scoreboard watching this game because it was happening at the same time as the Penguins game, and I was like, oh, Carolina's up 3-0. Okay, whatever. We don't get any ground on them tonight. But no, they blew that game and lost to Washington.
Yeah, they blew that game.
They took their time with that overtime goal too because it was close to being goaltender interference. And I only say close because
they did.
Goaltender interference is very seemingly subjective.
Right.
I think it was the correct call that it was a good goal, but it was close. It was on the borderline.
It was tight. Yeah.
Yeah. They then beat LA 3-2 in overtime. Outshot them 34-13. Gostisbehere 2 assists in this game. Aho, the overtime game winner, and Brennan Bussey 11 for 13. That's not great.
No, that's not good for him.
Gostisbehere is their top player. 3 goals and 3 assists on the week. What a guy. They were 3 for 11 on the power play, 8 for 8 on the penalty kill. They are 34, 15, and 6, 74 points. Got a pretty good lead on first place in the division right now.
Yeah. I do want to mention, so like you mentioned the Stankoven getting hit, hit behind the net by Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
I love Stankoven. I think he's
great.
He's got that grinder mentality that I like.
5'8" grinder.
Because 5'8" listed, he might be like 5'6".
Yeah.
5'7".
Well, 5'8" with the skates on, right? 5'8" with the skates on. So that's 2 more inches.
So after he got hit by Wilson, he popped up, and I don't know if he thought someone else tried to like hit him, but he tried to like lay a huge hit on Protus, which is like the one guy on the ice who's bigger than Wilson.
Yeah, Protus is a big boy.
He was like playing prison rules, and he's like, I'm going after
the biggest guy. They will fear me.
I don't care if it's the guy who hit me. I'm going after the bigger guy.
That's so funny. I'm gonna stab him. He's got that Chihuahua energy about him, right? Where Chihuahuas will attack any dog, regardless of how much bigger it is than them, and will scare that dog.
Yeah.
I love watching those videos of like
Dachshunds too.
Dachshunds too. Yeah, I love the videos of Dachshunds and Chihuahuas, like basically squaring up against like a Mastiff and the Mastiff backing down.
Yep.
And being like, "I'm sorry, I didn't want to fight." Okay, Columbus is up next, and watch out, everybody. Columbus is surging right now. They're 3-0 this week.
Surging.
They beat Philly 5-3. 4 different players had 2 points in this game. Merzlikins 24 of 27 beat Chicago 4-2. Coyle had a hat trick and an assist in this game, while Olivier had a goal and an assist. Werenski 2 assists, and Merzlikins 22 of 24. And then they beat St. Louis 5-3. Johnson a goal and an assist, while Greaves was 28 of 31. So they beat 3 teams that they should beat essentially. I think a month ago I wouldn't have said that about Philly, but Philly has been playing very, very bad recently.
Yes, they have. But like on your Blue Jackets, they're on a 5-game win streak. Mm-hmm. They are 9-1 in their last 10.
Yeah. So they're here. They're back. They
They're
fired their
coming.
coach, and they were like, okay, new coach, much better. Charlie Coyle's
Oh
your
yeah.
top player, 4 goals, 2 assists on the week. 2 for 8 on the power play, 10 for 11 on the penalty kill. They're 27, 20, and 7. 61 points. Fourth place in the division. They jumped from eighth to fourth the last few weeks with that 9-1
That's
in the
crazy.
last 10.
Yeah.
It helps that a bunch of the teams that were ahead of them have not been playing
Decided
well.
not be.
Have not been playing well, including the New Jersey Devils, who went 1-2 this week. Lost to Winnipeg 4-3. Jesper brought a goal and an assist. Jack Hughes 2 assists. Allen 22 of 26. Did beat Nashville in overtime 3-2. Brought Hamilton, and Heischer scored the goals. Heischer's was the overtime game winner. Markstrom 27 of 29. And then lost to Ottawa 4-1. They were 1 for 3 on the penalty kill in this game. And Timo Myers had the lone goal, while Josh Allen 30 of 33. No top player. 1 for 10 on the power play, 5 for 7 on the penalty kill. They are 28, 25, and 2. Still technically over 500, which is crazy. 58 points, 7th in the division. The Islanders, who were a sexy pick to not be in the playoffs this year, are very much entrenched into the playoffs, and they went 3-1 this week. They beat Philly. Yes.
I'm going to argue with you, but once you talk about the record.
Okay. They beat Philly 4-0. Pajot, Duclair, and Barzell each had 2 points, while Sorokin made 21 saves for the shutout. Beat the Rangers 5-2. Outshot him 36-16. Holmstrom a goal and 2 assists, while Pajot and Palat each had a goal and an assist, and Rittich was 14 of 16. Beat the Rangers again 2-1. This was 2 games in 2 days between these two teams. Soucy had a goal right after he got traded from the Rangers. Schaefer had the other goal, and Sorokin was 20 of 21. And then they lost to Nashville 4-3. I was watching the end of this game because, again, I was scoreboard watching, and the Penguins game was over. And so I was like, I'll just put this game on. And I did a big old fist bump when Nashville scored with like 2 minutes left in the game to take the lead.
It's crazy. I'm scoreboard watching for Buffalo right now, which is
that's fine.
Wild.
You get to have 2 teams. I always have thought you're allowed to have a second team that you cheer for.
Yes,
a lot of the time, for
agree.
me, it's been Vancouver. Vancouver is never good. Or almost never good.
Yeah.
So they're painful to watch.
Neither has Buffalo.
Neither has Buffalo until now. Buffalo is killing it right now. The Islanders got outshot 42-30 by Nashville. Barzell goal and an assist in this game. Sorokin 38 of 42. And, as you would expect, Sorokin is their top player. Going 79 of 84, good for a 940 save percentage, 1.68 goals against, and a shutout. 3 for 13 on the power play, 7 for 10 on the penalty kill, with a shorthanded goal for. Makes it a little better. 30, 20, and 5. 65 points. Third place in the division. What were you going to say about them?
So, arguing with the fully entrenched in the playoffs, they have 65 points. That's only 4 more points than Columbus.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I shouldn't have said that. But
the fight is for third place right now.
Yes, because Columbus is going to have a much harder time catching. I believe it's Boston and Montreal for the wild card than they are catching the Islanders.
Yeah,
the Islanders are within grabbing distance, and the Penguins, I think, are not that far ahead of the Islanders. But I know the Penguins have games in hand on the Islanders. I don't know about Columbus.
Columbus has 1 game in hand on the Islanders.
Penguins have 2 games in hand
Pittsburgh
on the Islanders.
Has 2 games in hand on the Islanders, and they're 2 points above. So,
yes.
But Penguins have the same as Wild Card 2.
I know, it's crazy. The Atlantic, unless something changes, is going to send 5 teams to the playoffs this year.
We will see what happens after the All-Star.
Yeah, we'll see what
Olympic break.
Teams' momentums are going to be broken by the All-Star break, or teams are going to get healthier. One of the two. All right. So a team that has already given up on making the playoffs and the entire season, the New York Rangers went 1-3 this week. They did beat Boston in overtime 4-3. Miller, Cooley, and Borgen scored a goal, while Matthew Robertson, no relation to Nick and Jason Robertson, scored the overtime game winner. While Johnny Quick was 21 of 24. Lost to the Islanders 5-2. Radish and Zabinajad each had a goal, while Spencer Martin, that is, was 31 of 36. Lost to the Islanders again. Zabinajad had the only goal in that game for the Rangers. Quick, 19 of 21. And then lost to the Penguins 6-5. Where, I'll mention it again when we talk about the Penguins. The Penguins dominated them until last 8 minutes of the game, and then the Penguins really tried to let the Rangers tie this game to go to overtime.
The Penguins need to play a full 60. They're not the only team with that problem.
This is the first game that they've done this in a while, in about a month, right? But obviously, we have mentioned all this. There was what was it, November, December, where they were just blowing leads like nobody's fucking business.
Yeah.
So this was reminiscent of that. But they actually hung on to win this one.
I mean, they're not the only team with that problem. Look at both Vegas and LA with 14 overtime losses.
Yeah, yeah. Penguins are right up there, though.
Vegas loves a comeback. They get down. They score late to tie it and send it to overtime.
The Penguins have done that a lot, too, which is so annoying to watch. But, other than this game, well, you know what? No, we'll talk about the Penguins when we get to them. The Ranger, in that game, Lafreniere had 2 goals and an assist. Trocheck, a goal and 2 assists. And Johnny Quick, 28 of 33. No top player. 3 for 12 on the power play. That's pretty good. 11 for 14 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal for. 22, 28, and 6. 59 points. 8th place in the division. And like we said, they sent that letter out and we're like, we give up. We're going to trade Panarin.
Yep.
The only team that maybe is doing worse than them, at least at the moment, is the Philadelphia Flyers, who are 0-3-1 this week.
Yeah.
Which goes, hold on, let me check. What were they last week? Oh, they were 2-0-1 last. They had a good week last week, but this week very bad.
They are 2-6-2 in their last 10.
That's kind of what I was looking for. Yeah, 2-6, and both of those wins were last week. So there you go. 0-3-1 this week. Got shut out by the Islanders. Urson, 19 of 23. Lost to Columbus 5-3. Konechny did have a hat trick in this game. Vladar, 26 of 30. Lost to Boston 6-3. Konechny again, a goal and an assist in this one, while both goalies played. Went a collectively 21 of 26. And then lost to LA in overtime 3-2. Konechny again had a goal and an assist. So Konechny's showing up.
Yes, he is.
And Vladar was 18 of 21. Yes, he played 3 of 4 games this week. Well, 2.5 games, I guess, because both goalies played against Boston. And Vladar played the Columbus and LA games. Konechny, as you might have guessed, is their top player because he had 5 goals and 2 assists on the week. So somebody showed up for the Flyers. 2 for 13 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. 8 for 9 on the penalty kill. They are 24, 20, and 10 on the season. 58 points, 6th place in the division. I think they are tied with New Jersey. No. Yes, tied with New Jersey. They have a game in hand in New Jersey, though. Or they have a tiebreaker with New Jersey. Pittsburgh.
You're right.
I was right. Okay. Pittsburgh is up next, and they only played 2 games this week, and they went 2-0. They were coming back from their Western Canada, Pacific Northwest road trip. Yeah. They beat Chicago 6-2, outshot them 45-20. It's crazy because, if I remember correctly, the first 10 minutes of this game were pretty equal, and then the last 50 minutes happened, and the Penguins just stomped Chicago. Anthony Mantha had a goal and 2 assists in this game, while 4 other players had 2 points, and Shelovs was 18 of 20. And then they beat the Rangers 6-5, as we previously mentioned. Mantha and Achari both had 2 goals in this game. Dewar and Lizotte had 2 assists, and Raquel had a goal and 2 assists. Well, Skinner was 15 of 20 in this game. Not a great game there, but that's not on Skinner. That was the Penguins' defense.
No, he's been playing great in general.
The Penguins' defense, I think, is more to blame for the Rangers almost coming back. But, Mantha is their top player, 3 goals and 2 assists. But I just want to give Connor Dewar a shout-out as well, because he had 2 goals and 2 assists on the week as well. And my man has 13 goals as a defensive fourth line player.
Yeah, that's
He's fucking
impressive.
killing it this season. I love him. He's like, and he's the guy. If any of you remember me saying like a few weeks ago, he scored a goal and just blank stare, no celebration, ice
Yeah.
cold, nothing when he scored, and it was a breakaway goal too. Um,
Right.
Penguins were 1 for 6 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against. That was against the Rangers. 4 for 5 on the penalty kill. 28, 14, and 11 are the Penguins. 67 points, second in the division. I think currently they have won 6 games in a row with this week. Which
You are correct.
since the Christmas break, I believe they won 6 games in a row or something like that. Then lost 3 games in a row, and then won 6 games in a row again. Something along those
Hey,
lines.
that's still over 500.
Of well over 500. Yes.
Exactly. Like
Um,
that's you can ask for those types of hills and valleys.
oh yeah, yeah. It's something crazy like that. It was, which is so funny because Crosby was like, "Man, we really needed this 3-day Christmas break," and apparently he was correct because look at how
Yeah.
they have been plagued since Christmas. Washington, even with all of their injuries, went 2-1 this week. They did lose to Seattle, as Clay already mentioned, 5-1. Got outshot 32-20. Ovi had the only goal in that game, and Thompson was 27 of 32. Beat Detroit in a shootout 4-3. Chikrin, 3 assists in this game. Why is he not on Team Canada? Strome, a goal and an assist,
Well,
and Lindgren, 18 of 21. And they were 3 for 3 on the shootout.
Detroit tied this game late when it bounced off the camera covering and into the net.
Oh, that's right. I remember it was a really strange goal, and I'm honestly surprised they allowed it to stand.
It's because they bounced off the covering and not the camera.
Oh, not the camera itself. Got it. It was so
Yeah.
just one of those one in a
It's
million
just
goals.
crap
Yeah.
luck that
That's like one
that
in every few seasons that something weird like that happens.
it bounces weird off the boards, like it
Mhm.
hits a seam in the boards and goes
It
in.
just does some weird
Um,
trajectory that nobody
yeah,
expected it to do.
you see that once a season, and it's always hilarious. But it's not hilarious when it's my team who
No,
should have
it's
had a
not
pretty good
hilarious
win.
when it's your team that happens. It's like one of those. It's similar to like every few years, there's a guy who is just clearing the puck at center ice, but he shoots it at the goalie, and the goalie's not paying attention. It just goes right past them,
Yep.
or it bounces weird and
Or
just
the
goes past the goalie.
or the goalie is trying to shoot the puck behind his net and just sends it right in.
Yep. Yeah, that happens sometimes too.
Yep.
Washington then ended the week by beating Carolina 4-3 in overtime. Chikrin, goal and an assist in this game. Sertif had the overtime game winner, the borderline overtime game winner, but the correct. I just want to say again, I think the correct call in letting that goal stand. Stevenson played this game. I'm assuming his first win of his career, 19 of 22. Chikrin
I
is
don't
there.
think it is.
No? Okay. Well, you know what? I don't know who he is, so I'm
Oh.
going to say it is. Chikrin had a goal and 5 assists to be their top player. 1 for 11 on the power play, 9 for 10 on the penalty kill, 27, 22, and 7, 61 points. Technically tied with Columbus for 4th place, but in 5th place because Columbus has at least one game, if not 2 games in hand on them.
Oh, that might be his first win.
Ha ha.
You were correct.
Ha ha. I'm just going to say it when goalies that I don't recognize win a game. I'm just going to say that's their first win. All
It's
right.
his second game played.
That makes sense. Your turn.
Yeah.
You're up next.
All right.
Hotline.
I did want to mention, and I forgot to do it with Pittsburgh when you were talking about them.
Mhm.
Remember how last season there was a couple times during the season where we were looking at goal differentials, and Pittsburgh was down there with like negative 55.
Yeah. Bad.
Currently, Pittsburgh has plus 22.
Mhm.
So just a stark difference from last year, defensively, and it's just a coaching change for the
Yeah,
most part.
that's what I was going to say. And just looking at what's happening with the Rangers, I am leaning more and more that like Sullivan was well
game
past
passed him
his
by.
bye date. Yeah. I'm not going to blame
Now,
everything happening
right-
with the Rangers on Sullivan. I want to make
No,
that clear,
no,
but
absolutely
he's
not.
clearly not helping.
Um, Looking at goal differential right now, there are two teams tied in last place, with negative 54.
Who? Vancouver.
Yep,
Okay, and St. Louis.
yes.
Bam. Fucking nailed it.
Um, there's one
I just
team
guessed the two worst teams
clearly,
I could think of.
yeah, and you nailed it. There's one team clearly in first place. Jesus Christ.
Oh, Colorado's is
Um,
something like insane, right?
yes, it is plus 74.
Whew.
Second place is 20 behind that, and third place is 40 behind that.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
And there's two teams tied for third place.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Just to go back to the Penguins, since Christmas, I think their goal differential is like plus 25 or something like that. That's how they are where they are currently. Because they have in their 6-game winning streak, they have dropped 6 goals, I think 4 times on teams.
Right.
Like 6-3, 6-2, like shit like
bump
that.
those numbers.
Yeah. All right.
I'm just there are just gonna finish with this before I get into the Atlantic. There are only two teams in the Pacific with a positive goal differential.
Wait, hold on. Let me try to guess. Edmonton, I feel like, is probably one of them.
Yeah, with a plus 8.
Wow, that's less than I thought.
And they're number 1 in the Pacific.
Is Anaheim the other one?
No, they are a minus 12.
Vegas?
Yep, with a plus 6.
I thought Vegas was a little too like obvious, I suppose, but boy, plus 6 and plus 8. That Pacific Division's not very good.
No, Tampa Bay is number 2 with plus 53.
Makes sense with how they've been playing recently.
And then Carolina and Dallas are tied for third with plus 31.
Okay.
Detroit has 0.
Balanced as all things should be.
Which is amazing at this point of the season.
That is kind of
now
amazing.
Now I'm done.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm done. Actually, I'm not, because there's only 2 teams in the Atlantic.
He's never done, folks. He's never done.
There's only 2 teams in the Atlantic with a negative goal differential.
Okay, so Toronto.
And yes, and they both have the same negative goal differential.
So it's Toronto and who's down there? Toronto. Oh, and Ottawa?
No. Ottawa's positive.
Oh, wow.
It's Toronto and Florida. Both have negative 11.
Okay, Florida. Wow. The 2-time Stanley Cup champions, and who do you think has the award currently for the most disappointing team? Because Toronto's got to be up
Winnipeg.
there. Oh yeah, it's probably still Winnipeg, but Toronto's got to be up there. I feel like the Devils have got to be up there too.
Devils have to be up there because
I feel like if
Toronto's
Winnipeg's number 1, I think the Devils are number 2. Because
then like you have who's to say with Florida as well, because they're missing Barkov and they were missing Kachuk at the big part of the season, but they're 2-time Stanley Cup winners and they are.
But I think that buys them a little bit of leeway, because they have played to the very end.
3 straight.
Yeah, to the very end of the playoffs, 3 straight seasons. So you could cut them a little slack for being tired, essentially.
Yeah, but look at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay
True.
went to so many straight, and they might not have, and they haven't missed the playoffs in that time.
That's true. I mean, Florida hasn't missed yet, but they're tracking to at the moment.
Let's talk about the Atlantic.
Let's talk about the Atlantic.
Let's talk about the Atlantic. All right, we're gonna start off with Boston because they went 0-2-2 backtrack. They went 2-0-2 this week. They lose to the Rangers in overtime, like you said.
Hmm.
Uh, Pasternak had 3 assists in that game. Then they beat Nashville 3-2 in overtime. Pasternak a goal and an assist. They beat Philadelphia 6-3. Casey Middlestat a goal and 2 assists. And then they lose to Tampa Bay in a shootout in the Stadium Series 6-5. Morgan Geeky 2 goals and assist in this game. They were outshot 34-46 by Tampa Bay. They were up 5-1
Yes, they were. So
in this game.
here's the.
But
Go ahead.
seven straight penalties against.
Yeah, and they deserved
Brings,
all of them.
They deserved all of them.
So
Brings Tampa back into this game.
Yeah, hey, boy, did it. So I texted Clay when this became 5-1. I was like, man, the 2 outdoor games have kind of been stinkers this year because Boston was up 5-1, and I believe the Rangers won 5-1 in the other one.
They won like 6-2 or something.
Or 6-2.
Like
they won by a lot. And I was just like, man, this game. I was like so close to turning the game off because I was just like, whatever, they're up 5-1.
See, I wasn't watching. I wasn't
okay.
watching it at the time, and I was also struggling to find a stream that like worked.
I gotcha. Yeah.
And then I did right before I texted you back. Like we texted each other back, about that said stinker after Tampa Bay.
Yeah, when they made it 5-4, and I was like, all right, never mind. This game has become interesting now. Not only did Tampa Bay come back from being down 5-1 to win this game in a shootout, there was a goalie fight that happened.
The goalie fight swung the momentum.
It did because I think Tampa had made it 5-2, and they were on. Oh my God, Boston! Like, dude, all the penalties that they took in the second period, like one right after the other.
Yeah,
they took a penalty.
2 5-on-3s.
Yes, they took a penalty. They got about 30 seconds to a minute into it. Took another penalty to make it 5-on-2. Took another penalty to make it 5-on-2, and then another 5-on-2 because Tampa scored on the first 5-on-2, or I'm sorry, 5-on-3, and then they scored on the next 5-on-3.
Still had a 5-on-3.
Yeah, and then they scored again on the power play. So it was just like, Boston, what are you doing? And then they continued doing it in the third period where they were just taking these like dumbass penalties. Well, maybe not dumbass, but they were like penalties where the Boston player was clearly beat by the Tampa Bay player, so they had to take a penalty, or it was probably gonna be a grade A scoring chance for. And this includes overtime too. That this happened.
Yeah.
And then
look, I'm and I'm not saying like Tampa didn't do anything. Like Tampa probably could have gotten called with something during that like 7 straight.
Certainly,
but,
probably
like,
something.
The ones that Boston did were egregious.
They were
absolutely
so
egregious.
easy to call.
And you were about to mention Pasternak slashed the hands on somebody on one end, and then they come back and score
in overtime.
And then
but then they were like,
Boston,
no, that goal didn't count. Whereas
because you could hear the whistle.
You could
hear the whistle on the screen, but the players couldn't hear it.
Yeah. Well, it was also like the ref took a second to blow the whistle after Boston touched it for some reason. And I was watching it, and I was like, why aren't the Tampa... Again, I had it on mute. And I was watching the game, and I was like, why are the Tampa Bay players not going back to try to stop this 2-on-1? And then they scored on it, and I was like, oh, that's it. But then the other ref immediately waved the goal off, and I was like, what's happening? He
was already waving
and
it
then
off.
I turned the sound on, and they were like, well, there was actually a penalty called, but for some reason the ref didn't blow the whistle immediately, and then the players couldn't hear it because he was behind them.
Right, because he did, like, you could hear the whistle.
You could hear the whistle, yes,
before the shot.
You heard it a couple of times before they scored, but it was just a weird little circumstance.
We already did the naughty nice list, and Boston leads the league in penalty minutes.
And it's because they take dumb penalties.
Of dumb shit, yeah.
So it was turned out to be a really good game. I guess not if you're Boston, I suppose. I would be pretty disappointed
if
I was
Boston.
A Bruins fan, but
we did talk about how Boston's jerseys were nice. Like
they were.
Those
I like the Tampa Bay ones too, but the Boston ones were better.
I did not.
You didn't like them?
The Tampa Bay ones are boring.
They were
They are
boring,
actually the
but
same.
they weren't
They're
awful.
boring. But they're the same like They're the same color and kind of. I don't think the lettering is the same, but they're the same color of the private equity firm that like bought them recently. So
Oh, I like that less then. Yeah, okay. I
exactly,
didn't realize that.
exactly.
I thought they, not
It
knowing
was
that,
just
I thought they
lazy.
looked okay. But yeah,
It was
no,
just lazy.
they weren't that interesting, but
Um,
I thought they looked okay. But Boston had a nice bear claw. They had
yeah,
the
they had
Bruin
bear
on the
claw
front.
scratches.
Yeah, they had bear claw scratches. They had the
Um,
numbers on their helmets, which
in
I always thought looked pretty cool on the ice.
the, the numbers on one side and the bear claw scratches on the
Mhm.
other. Like
Looks pretty good.
the scratches were
Yeah,
the
they
yellow
looked pretty good.
accents, and they were also on the pants. They looked really good. But yeah,
It was
and
actually
then
cold in Tampa Bay as well. It was something
they
like
had to heat the rink.
40.
They had to
Yeah.
heat the
It was
ice.
actually
It was
interesting. They were all worried about keeping it cold enough, but it was actually too cold in Florida that
yeah.
last night.
Well, it was 45 during the day, and then like it was getting into the 30s at night
Yeah. So
when
pretty
the game
chilly
was
night
played.
for
Yeah,
Tampa Bay. So
get
everybody
those
was
frozen
like,
iguanas while you can.
"Oh
Um,
yeah, if you want an iguana, go out and get one." Does that
yeah,
happen in
that worked
Tampa
for.
Bay or is that just southern Florida where the iguanas are?
It's a lot of Florida.
Okay.
They are invasive, so just if you get them,
You can eat them if you
call
want.
somebody. You can eat them. They're good
Yeah,
eating.
you can eat them. Anyway,
Um,
we promise we
all right.
won't talk about the Stadium Series all over again when we get to Tampa Bay.
No, we won't. Next up is, or sorry, for the week, Boston was 1 for 8 on the power play, and their penalty kills, 14 for 19.
Yeah,
19 penalties in 4 games.
yeah,
Their top players are Morgan Geeky and Pasternak. Geeky had 4 goals and 2 assists, and then Pasta has 1 goal and 5 assists. And I want to mention this right now before I forget. Um, there are 7 players who have hit the 30-goal mark this season. And of those 7 players, only 2 of them are going to the Olympics.
yeah. Right, McKinnon
And
and Draisaitl. Yeah,
no,
no,
McKinnon and McDavid.
McDavid. Okay, that was my other guess.
And of those
Oh, because
5 that are not going, only one player is not country is not going to the Olympics, and that is Kaprizov.
oh, right, of course, Russia. But I know Morgan Geeky has over 30 goals, which is crazy for him to have
Yes, he
over
does.
30 goals. Um, who else? Robertson. Does he have 30 goals?
Cole Caulfield, Jason Robertson, Alex DeBrincat.
Yeah, we kept talking about. I'm gonna continue to be so mad at the United States team. We talked all about
Now,
Cole Caulfield and Jason Robertson not making the team. We completely forgot to mention that Alex DeBrincat didn't make the United States team either.
now, Matthew Boldy, who is on the team, is 8th right now with 29 goals, so
Okay.
he is right there. But like, you got the 3 guys who are at 30. Uh,
I hope the United States loses all of their games. You know what?
Now,
It's just
I
making me mad.
I do understand. I understand DeBrincat's more because he is not helpful defensively
No, not at all.
in any sort of the word. But Caulfield and Robertson, what are you doing? Well, and like
Especially now
Two-
watching this season more and more, and how bad JT Miller is playing, and like
but also like 2-3 weeks ago, Cole Caulfield was not even top 25 in goals scored. He has been scoring the goals when it matters for Montreal.
yeah, because he's
and that's what's
pissed. He's
well,
fucking
he's
mad.
he's also clutch. Like,
Yes, he
that's
is.
another thing that all right. Now we're done. Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Buffalo
Oh.
went 2-1 this week.
Hold on, I was just looking up. Boston has got to be so happy with Morgan Geeky having 30 goals because he just started a 6 by 5.5 contract. So they
Yes.
have a
Yes.
potential 30 goal scorer. We don't know if he's going to do this again next year or the year after, but potentially a perennial 30 goal scorer for $5.5 million a year.
But he got waived. Like he got left open for Seattle to take,
Hmm.
and I believe he got traded away from Seattle. I can't quite remember that.
He's been on a bunch of
But
teams
like
before getting to Boston. He's been on, I think he was on Tampa Bay for a little bit. He's been
no, you're
around.
thinking of his brother. You're
Oh, I
thinking of
am.
his brother.
I am thinking of his brother.
He got drafted by Carolina. Carolina left him open to get taken in the expansion draft by Seattle, which he did, and then
That's right.
uh, I don't know if he signed free. He went to
I believe he signed in free agency with
Boston
Boston.
through free
Yeah.
agency. Yeah,
Like for
Seattle
one
let him
year, and
walk.
then he played okay last year, and then they re-signed him, and now look what he's doing. So
Yeah.
anyway, Buffalo.
Um, Buffalo. 2-1 this week. They beat Toronto 7-4. Luukkonen started this game. He did leave injured. Ellis finished the game. Dahlin had a hat trick, 3 goals and 2 assists on top of that.
Damn, that's like 4 hat
Um,
tricks this week.
yeah,
Nuts.
like there's a reason why the record got broke.
Yeah.
um, then they beat the Kings 4-1. Tuck a hat trick in this game. Um, so another one right there for you.
Another one, yeah.
And then they lose to Montreal in a very close game. Also, 2 of the hottest teams in the league playing each other, 2-4. They were 3 for 9 on the power play this week, and then 3 for 5 on the penalty kill. Dahlin is their top player with 3 goals and 4 assists this week. They are 31, 18, and 5, 67 points, 5th in the division. They are your wild card 2.
That's right. Wild card number
Yeah.
2.
I forgot for Boston, they are 32, 30, and 3, 68 points, 4th in the division. They're your wild card 1.
And those two teams and Montreal are kind of just trading back and forth third place in the 2 wild card spots right now. Right?
Only because they have not caught up to Detroit in games played yet. I think.
So it'll be 4 of them trading between
I think it's
second
a
and
4.
wild card 2.
Yes.
That's fun
what
to
I
watch.
think.
That's going to be fun to watch after the Olympic break, because those
Yes.
teams have got to play each other at least a bit, right?
This was the last game between Montreal and Buffalo. That was their 4th
Okay.
game. They split then they split the series.
Oh man. Oh, you know what's interesting? That just reminded me. The Islanders swept the Rangers, I think, for the first time in a while.
Oh
this
wow.
year, with
Wow.
those 2 wins. They went 4-0 against them this year.
But yeah, Montreal has 69 points. They have 1 game in hand against Detroit and are 1 point back. Actually, I'll just talk about Detroit.
Yeah,
Detroit
let's go
went
Detroit.
1-1 this week. They lose to the Kings 3-1. They lose to Washington 3-4 in the shootout, and then they get shut out by. Sorry, they went 0-2-1. Excuse me.
Worse.
Then they get shut out by Colorado 5-0.
Yeah.
DeBrincat had 2 goals and assists in the Washington game. On the week, they were 0 for 10 on the power play and 6 for 7 on the penalty kill. Alex DeBrincat is their top player with 3 goals and 1 assist, hitting that 30-goal mark. They are 32, 18, and 6, 70 points, 2nd in the division.
All right.
See, also the problem with Boston is Boston and Detroit have played the most games, so Buffalo has 2 games in hand on them.
Man, it's really going to come down to it, though. Once all those games are played, they're going to be very even.
Very tight.
Yeah.
Next up is Florida. Florida went 0-3. Oh, let me pop back to Detroit. Detroit is 5. Buffalo in their last. just going to go all the way back to the beginning. Boston is 7-1-2 in their last 10.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo is 7-2-1 in their last 10, and then
Jesus
Detroit is
Christ.
5-3-2.
Okay. Well, that's still not bad, but that's not as good as
No, it's
Boston
not
and
bad.
Buffalo, obviously.
Right. Florida 0-3. They lose to
Ouch.
Utah 3-4. Lose to St. Louis 4-5, and then they lose to Winnipeg 1-2.
Okay. One of those is shameful.
Kai,
Winnipeg is starting to turn their season around a little bit, but
yeah.
losing to St. Louis, that's you should not be losing to St.
Mm-hmm.
Louis.
They were 2 for 13 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against.
It's not great.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And then they were 12 for 13 on the penalty kill.
Okay, that's good.
Also, they were outshot. They were outshot by St. Louis 31-20.
Oof.
The Panthers are 28-22-3. They have 59 points. That is sixth in the division.
They're still over 500 though, which is crazy.
Yes, they are.
It's so crazy to me.
Look, the Atlantic is the strongest conference.
Definitely.
Overall,
definitely.
top to
strongest
bottom,
division.
strongest conference. Oh, yes, division. Excuse me.
Well, I would say the Eastern Conference, top to bottom, is stronger than the Western Conference because even in the Metro, taking the Rangers out of it, I guess, but everyone else is within spitting distance of a playoff spot, of third place of third place in the Metro Division, I should say. Not like an insurmountable amount behind, right?
No.
So
no, they're not.
That's 7 teams in the Metro that theoretically could take 3 playoff spots, and then 7 teams in the Atlantic that are fighting for a playoff spot too. Oh, 8 teams in the Atlantic that are fighting for a playoff spot because Toronto is really not that. Toronto is doing bad, but they're not that far behind.
And I will go over that. Yeah, 59 points, 6th in the division. Moving on, and they've been 5-5 in their last 10 games, so that's not where they want to be either. If they want to make the playoffs,
no, they really got to turn it around post Olympic break.
Montreal 3-0 on the other side. They beat Vegas 3-2 in overtime. Then they beat Colorado 7-3, putting 7 up against Colorado.
Yep.
Suzuki, 2 goals and assists in that game, and then the 4-2 win against Buffalo, where you can argue that Dobesh steals this game for Montreal. But Cole Caulfield has 2 goals and assists in this game, including the game winner. They are 2 for 9 on the power play, 8 for 9 on the penalty kill with a shorthanded goal 4. Nick Suzuki is their top player with 2 goals and 3 assists this week. They are 31-17-7, 69 points, 3rd in the division. Only 1 game behind Detroit, or 1 point behind Detroit.
Be ahead of Detroit, yeah.
With 1 game in hand, exactly. They are 6-3-1 in their last 10.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Ottawa went 2-0 this week, beating Colorado 5-2.
Yeah.
Reimer in net, and then in Allmark's first game back, beating New Jersey 4-1. Allmark had a .963 save percentage. Brady Tkachuk a goal and 2 assists. 2 for 6 on the power play this week. 5 for 5 on the penalty kill. All 1 game. No, didn't have to kill any penalties against Colorado. Tkachuk and Stützle are their top players with 2 goals, 2 assists each. They are 26-21-7, 59 points, 7th in the division, but tied with Florida.
Yeah. I can't wait to see where these standings end. There's got to be some fall off with some teams, but who knows?
With somebody, but Tampa Bay went 3-0 this week.
Okay.
Beat Utah 2-0. Darren Radish a goal in this game. They beat Winnipeg 4-1. Darren Radish a goal and 2 assists in this game. Uh, 30. They outshot Winnipeg 37-24, and then they beat Boston 6-5 in the shootout. We talked about Kucherov a goal and 3 assists. Um, they were 5 for 13 on the power play.
Most of that was against Boston, though.
Well, they were
Right?
both of their goals against Utah were power play goals.
Oh,
They
okay.
only had one. They only had one power play against um, Winnipeg, and then yes, they were 3 for 8 against Boston.
8. Oh.
And then they were 7 for 8 against on the penalty kill. Kucherov is their top player with 2 goals and 6 assists, but I need to shout out Darren Radish, who had 3 goals and 3 assists.
Yeah, it's he's having a great season.
He's got 18 goals, or sorry,
What?
16 goals.
He has 16 goals?
He has 16 goals. He's on pace for 84 points this season.
That's insane. That's so insane. I don't believe you.
That's fine.
I mean, I don't think you're lying, but I just I have to look that up. That's crazy that Darren Radish has 16 goals.
16 goals, 33 assists. He has 49 points.
Wow. Good for him.
In 47 games played.
Good for him. God damn. What a season.
What a season. 35, 14, and 4, 74 points, first in the division. We're going to finish up with Toronto, who at 1-2 this week. They lose to Buffalo 4-7. They lose to Seattle 2-5, and then they beat Vancouver in a shootout 3-2. They were only 1 for 3 on the power play this week. They only had
only 3.
And all 3 came in one game.
That's so weird.
It's so weird. And then they were 3 for 4 on the penalty kill. Only 4.
Huh.
The Toronto Vancouver game had 0 penalties in it.
That's like the 3rd or 4th time that's happened this season. That's so weird to me.
It's weird, and I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I don't know what the refs are doing that game. I mean, maybe there were
No.
offsetting penalties, I would assume, but no power plays for either team.
No power plays for either team. Max Domi is their top player with 2 goals and 3 assists. He did have some brutal turnovers, I will say, in the Buffalo game. But he's the only one kind of putting up points this week, which is
Toronto.
Wow.
Toronto is, I think, in their own heads currently.
Toronto is 25, 21, and 9, 59 points. So Florida, Ottawa, and Toronto all have the same amount of points.
The same amount. How are you feeling if you're Kyle Dubas, seeing where the Penguins are and where Toronto is?
Feeling good.
You think he just goes home, looks at the standings, and just drinks whiskey and just stares at the standings all night?
I mean, I think he sips it because drinking it implies he's upset,
right.
And no, he's not upset about this.
Yeah, man, it's just if the Penguins win a series in the playoffs, he should be discussed for GM of the year. I mean, these shrewd ass things that he did in the offseason where he got Mantha, he got Brazeau. Parker Witherspoon is playing with Erik Karlsson on the top pairing.
Look, again, if you're, to me, it should be Dubas and Kevin Adams is your GM of the year.
I mean, Kevin Adams gets fired and Buffalo goes 22-1 or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
He will not be up for it, but arguably should be up for it.
Yeah.
All right, let's finish things off since we're getting close to 2 hours on this episode with the Central Division. We have fun on this podcast, right, guys? You listen.
Yeah, no, we're just
you listen, you have fun. We hope you're having fun with us. Chicago, 0-2-1. Chicago just keeps spiraling down and down and down in the standings. Lost to Minnesota 4-3 in a shootout. Donato, Teravainen, and Mikheyev had the goals, while Knight was 20 of 23. Lost to Pittsburgh 6-2. Pretty much got annihilated by Pittsburgh. Nazer did have 2 assists in this game, while Soderblom was in net for all 6 goals, 39 of 45. Then
Oof.
lost to Columbus 4-2. Bedard a goal and assist, Bertuzzi 2 assists, and Spencer Knight 22 of 25. Shout out to Connor Bedard. He did have 2 goals and 2 assists this week. 0
Yep.
for 9 on the power play, 4 for 5 on the penalty kill. They are 21, 25, and 9, 51 points, 7th in the division. Colorado didn't do much better. Went 1-2 this week. They lost to Ottawa 5-2. Nichushkin and Parker Kelly had the goals, while Blackwood was 18 of 21. Lost to Montreal 7-3, like Clay just mentioned. And that is the third time in 3 weeks that they have lost 7-3.
Yeah.
Every week, the past 3 weeks, they have lost 7-3 to somebody, which is a weird statistic. That's like a weirdly specific score. Nelson, Colton, and Kiviranta had the only goals in this game, while Wedgwood was 21 of 28. Then they redeemed themselves a little bit by shutting out Detroit 5-0. McKinnon 2 goals and assists, Lankinen 2 assists, and Blackwood 28 saves for the shutout. No top player. 0 for 4 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against, 6 for 7 on the penalty kill, 36, 8, and 9.
Yep.
So they still don't even have double-digit regulation losses yet. So they're 81 points first of the division by a good amount.
They're fine, yeah.
They're fine, but they've had a rough 3 weeks. But it's the first bad 3 weeks that they've had the entire season so far.
Yeah, they're 4-4-2 in their last 10.
Yeah, so rough patch there, but I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yep.
It would be a historic collapse if they do not win the division this year.
Yeah.
Dallas up next, 3-0 this week, after they had a bit of a rough patch. They beat St. Louis 4-3. Duchesne 2 goals, Harley a goal and an assist, Robertson 2 assists, while Ottinger was 23 of 26. They beat Vegas in a shootout 5-4. Bork 2 goals, Ben and Steele 2 assists, Ottinger 17 of 21, and Robertson and Rantanen scored in the shootout. And then they beat Utah 3-2. Outshot Utah 32-14 in this game. Jamie Benn 2 assists, and DeSmith 12 of 14. Matt Duchene's their top player, 4 goals this week.
That's good for him.
4 for 9 on the power play with a shorthanded goal against, 6 for 6 on the penalty kill. They are 32, 14, and 9, 73 points, 3rd in the division. 2, the Minnesota Wild, who also went 3-0 this week. They beat Chicago in a shootout 4-3. Joel Eriksson a goal and an assist. Wallstead 29 of 32, and Kaprizov scored the lone shootout goal. Beat Calgary 4-1. Kaprizov goal and an assist in this game, and Gustafsson 29 of 30, and then stomped Edmonton 7-3. Joel Eriksson, Zuccarello, Faber, and Hughes all had a goal and an assist apiece.
Oof.
While Wallstad was 39 of 42, and they were 2 for 3 on the power play in this game. Joel Eriksson is their top player, 2 goals, 3 assists. 3 for 6 on the power play, 10 for 10 on the penalty kill. 32, 14, and 10, 74 points, 2nd place in the division. I believe Dallas has a game in hand on them, though, if I'm not wrong there.
Let me look.
But then Colorado has 2 games in hand.
That is correct.
On, I think, both of them. Or 2 games in hand on one and 3 games in hand on the other.
You are also correct.
So that's what I mean. I mean, Colorado's 7 points ahead of Minnesota, which is already like a pretty good lead. But potentially that lead could be 13 if they won all of the games in hand that they have. So they're out. They still have a pretty comfortable lead. Nashville went 1-0-2 this week. They lost to Boston, 3-2 in overtime. Yossi, Blackenberg each had the goals. Saros 25 of 28. Lost to New Jersey 3-2 in overtime. Forsberg and McCarron had the goals there, while Noonan was 32 of 35. And then they beat the Islanders 4-3. Forsberg 2 goals. Wood and Yossi a goal and an assist apiece, while Saros was 27 of 30. No top player. 2 for 8 on the power play, 8 for 8 on the penalty kill, 25, 23, and 6. 56 points, 5th in the division. St. Louis, 1-2 this week, losing to Dallas 4-3. Braden Shen had 2 goals in this game, while Snuggerud had 2 assists, and Bennington was 20 of 24. Did beat Florida 5-4. Kyrou, a goal and 2 assists. Buchnevich and Falk each had 2 assists, and Hoffer 16 of 20. And then they lost to Columbus 5-3. Snuggerud and Berggren had a goal and an assist, while Shen had 2 assists, and Bennington was 18 of 22. Snuggerud is your top player for St. Louis, 2 goals, 3 assists. 2 for 12 nice. On the power play, 7 for 12 on the penalty kill, which I thought was pretty bad, but then you told me that Edmonton was 4 for 9 on their power play.
Yeah.
St. Louis is 20, 26, and 9, 49 points, 8th place in the division.
Yeah.
And the only reason they're not last place in the West is because Vancouver exists. So.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, not. I don't think because St. Louis made the playoffs last year with like a very similar team.
They made the playoffs
that they have this year.
Yeah,
but I think this is.
And they almost beat Winnipeg in the first round.
They did almost beat Winnipeg. Man, this team is like Jekyll and Hyde. The team from last year to this year. Because I think you said. At some point last year or the beginning of this year that they're like mediocre the team, right? Is the St. Louis Blues. But they made the playoffs last year.
It was last year.
It was last year.
In the middle of last year.
Yeah.
And then they hired Armstrong, and then it's just like, all right, now I'm going to take that back.
Not Armstrong, Montgomery. They hired Jim Montgomery as their coach.
Sorry, Montgomery's Armstrong is their GM.
Is their GM, yeah. But yeah. And then they won like 14 games in a row or something and made the playoffs.
Yeah.
But this year it's just like, I mean, hey, if they come out of the Olympic break and win 14 games in a row, they probably will make the playoffs again. But I don't see that happening a second time in 2 years. Utah is up next, and Utah went 1-3 this week. Lost to Tampa Bay 2-0. 2 for 4 in the penalty kill in that game. Vejmelka 27 of 29. Beat Florida 4-3. Dursey a goal and an assist. Vanacek 27 of 30. Got outshot 30-20. Lost to Carolina 5-4. Kaylor Yamamoto, shout out. I don't think we've mentioned him this year. 2 goals and an assist.
We have not.
Carcone had a goal and assist, and McBain had 2 assists, while Vejmelka was 28 of 33. And then they lost to Dallas 3-2. Yamamoto again, 2 goals in this game as well.
Nice, good for him.
JJ Peterka had 2 assists, and Vejmelka is 29 of 32. And Kaylor Yamamoto is your top player because he had 4 goals and an assist in those last 2 games of the week.
Good for him.
They're 0 for 10 on the power play, 11 for 17 on the penalty kill. That was my bad. That was my low water mark. 11 for 17 is pretty bad. Did score a shorthanded goal 4. They're 28, 23, and 4. 60 points. 4th in the division. That's kind of just been where they've been the entire year. Yes.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to do this one stat that I just found. I'm going to say it now because Gunther is a part of this. Like, a Utah player is a part of this.
Is
but
it Gunther
I'm going to make you bad.
Gunther? I don't know.
It's Gunther. No, it's
whatever.
Gunther. You're right.
It's close to being Gunther.
I'm not good with names. But I'm just going to make you mad at Bill Guerin again. Of
course you are.
Goals. Players when the goals scored when the game is tied. Here's the top 3 players. Number 3 is Genther with 12.
Okay.
Number 2 is Morgan Geekie with 13.
Insane.
And then number 1 with 18 goals when the game is tied.
It's Cole Caulfield. Yeah, of course it is. Of course it fucking is Bill Guerin. You wouldn't want to have like oh my god. All right. Anyway, I could scream. Hey, we got like 3 weeks to scream about Bill Guerin and Team USA.
We got 3
or 2 weeks, I guess. But
and we could. And I have another stat that's Minnesota's offense before and after Quinn Hughes' debut.
Good.
Before Quinn Hughes started, they were 25th in the league for goals for a game, and then they were 10th percent on the power play, or 10th
power play.
Most effective power play. Yep. After Quinn Hughes, goals for a game, they're 3rd in the league, and their power play is 2nd in the same time frame.
Yeah, it's almost like he's a really, really good player.
He's really good. Yeah. All right.
I do. I do wonder if he's just going to resign in Minnesota. He's been
He
gangbusters
might,
since
yeah,
getting there, and he has
absolutely.
absolutely changed the Wild as a team. Because they
Hmm.
already had good pieces there in like Boldy, Kaprizov, Joel Eriksson Ek, Spurgeon, Brodin, Gustafson, and Net. Like
Yeah,
and on and on and on. And then he went there and he unlocked it in a new way. And now Minnesota looks like
yes.
a Stanley Cup threat. You know, out of
Hmm.
nowhere. I one of the it, it's ha- I'm going to make a call right now. One of Colorado, Dallas, or Minnesota is going to be the Western Conference final representative or
Yeah,
Western
I
Conference
don't see.
representative in the Stanley Cup. The Pacific is just. I mean, I'm not. The only thing I would say, I'm not going to discount McDavid and Draisaitl on
Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Yeah,
They're the one that I think could upset that apple cart there, but those three teams are just significantly better than literally every other Western
everyone
Conference
else.
team,
Yeah,
like by a lot. All right, Winnipeg. Let's end things with Winnipeg. They did go 2-1 this week. They beat New Jersey 4-3. Velarde and Shifley a goal and an assist apiece, while Connor had 2 assists and Hellebuck was 26 of 29. Lost to Tampa Bay 4-1. Kyle Connor the only goal in that game, and Hellebuck was 33 of 36. But then they beat Florida
yeah,
2-1. Shifley and Perfetti had the goals in that game, while Comrie was 27 of 28. And Shifley and Connor are their co-top players with 2 goals and 2 assists by Shifley and a goal and 3 assists by Connor. 0 for 9 on the power play, 4 for 5 on the penalty kill, 22, 25, and 7. 51 points, 6th place in the division, and only 2 points up on St. Louis for being last. So there you go. That's week 17, ladies and gentlemen. We will have a normal episode next week because
yep.
there are games until Thursday this week, and I know at least the Penguins play 3 games this week. I'm sure there's
See, I
other
told
teams.
you
I'm
not.
sure
We
there's
weren't
other
going to
teams.
do a
No,
long
you're
one.
once I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh no, Clay's totally right. We should just do a normal episode. I'm sure there's other teams that play. I know a bunch of teams play at least 2 games, so we'll have plenty
Yep.
to talk about next week. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a trade in there somewhere too. Come on, I want to see where Panarin goes. But thank you guys for listening. As always, we can be found wherever podcasts are found. Give us a rate, review, subscribe wherever applicable. And we will see you next week for week 18 of the NHL season at the
Yes, yes, yes.
same puck time.
Same puck place.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.